What's going on, everyone? You're listening to Bull Central here. Hope you're all doing well. So I haven't done a hot takes video in a while, I believe since the regular season started anyway. And I have to say, I think this is one of the topics of videos that I actually enjoy making most, as I enjoy seeing your reaction to my takes on various hot takes I've seen across social media and on the channel here, which then in turn provides me more hot takes for me to react to based on the takes you provide. I'll likely make this a weekly thing, maybe a Wednesday hot takes or something along those lines. Let me know what you guys think about that. And before I get into today's takes, just a quick reminder that I'm doing another gift card giveaway to my subscribers. If you want to be included, all you have to do is subscribe, but one caveat that was called out to me by someone in the comments is that if you do in fact want to be included, you need to ensure that your subscriptions are turned on for public view. If they're private, I'm not able to see it, and therefore I can't include you in the drawing. And of course, if you don't feel comfortable making your subscription public, that is totally okay. I am not expecting you to change this for public view, just letting you know that if you wanted to be included in the giveaway drawing, that you would need to change your settings from private to public. You could even change it just temporarily if you wanted. It doesn't matter to me either way. As I mentioned, this is for a chance to win a $50 gift card to the NBAstore.com. Get yourself some nice NBA apparel. The last person who won, he sent me a picture of what he purchased, and it was a vintage Chicago Bulls jacket, so glad he was able to make use of that. Okay, so now back to the video, and let's get into hot take number one, and that is Patrick Williams is a bust and a horrible pick made by the Bulls. So first of all, I don't know how you can consider one a bust after having only played 4 games in their career, especially when Patrick Williams has actually looked solid in just his first few games and has already earned himself a starting spot on the roster. Now, if the take was Patrick Williams is going to be a bust, I mean, I still would think that was ridiculous because you've barely given the guy a chance to compete, but at least it would imply that in the future it will be made clear that he would be a bust. But to say that he's already a bust is just ignorant, because it goes against all of the rules of defining a player being a bust, since you can't actually label someone as such until they've at least played 1 season in the league. And even then, in my view, it has to be some more time to actually indicate a player is a draft bust. On top of that, no, Patrick Williams had 16 points in his NBA debut. He's shown to be a good defender. He's leading the team in blocks despite being a small forward. He's averaging 10.8 points per game in just his first 4 games. I'm not sure what more you expect from a 19-year-old rookie who has just entered the league, was drafted a little over a month ago, had a shortened training camp and a shortened preseason. Come on, give the kid a chance. I don't think he's going to be a bust at all. I actually think he's going to be a very fine player, given his composure, his IQ, and confidence in just his first few games in the league. So no, I think this take is ridiculous. Okay, hot take number 2. The Bulls will finish with the worst record in the league this season. I mean, I think, this is the thing that bothers me at the start of any NBA season, is we become so reactionary by what happens in the first few games, myself included. I even made a video about my concerns with Wendell Carter Jr., about whether Coby White is indeed a true point guard after those first couple games. So I'm guilty of this too, don't get me wrong. But as far as the Bulls finishing with the worst record, well, first of all, I sure hope not. I know some fans might like that because it increases our chance of getting a top pick, but I've never been a fan of taking, because I prefer my team to win and compete. But no, I disagree with this take. I know the Bulls struggled and looked really bad those first 2 games, and there is still a lot this team needs to work on even after last night's win, and there are going to be some growing pains with this team as they get used to their new coach, a new system, and just gelling and playing well together. But there's no way this team finishes with the worst record in the league, barring any major injuries to their best players. When you have teams like the New York Knicks, the Cavs, the Pistons, the Thunder, even the Wizards, based on what we saw from them last night, And I know the Knicks and the Cavs had a decent start to their season, but they're not sustaining that. I can say that with confidence right now. I'm not saying the Bulls are going to have, an amazing year, that they're going to make a deep playoff run, but they're not going to finish with the worst record in the league. It would be a massive disappointment if they did, and a lot of changes to the roster would need to be made if that happened. Okay, hot take number 3. Coby White is a bust and will be out of the league by the end of his rookie deal. And I'll try to move on these quickly, as the one that precedes this also relates to Coby White. But again, this is the same as the take on Patrick Williams. First of all, way too early to make a claim that Coby is a bust, especially when his rookie season was cut short. And second, I know there have been questions about Coby being a true point guard and is he good enough playmaker and facilitator for this team, but the fact of the matter is Coby White has shown that he belongs in this league. Whether it's as a point guard or a shooting guard, he will absolutely be in this league beyond his rookie contract. Already, he's averaging 15 points per game this season. He's improved his three-point shooting to 39%. Last season as a rookie, he averaged 13.2 points per game. He was named second team all-rookie. He averaged 2.7 assists last season and has already upped that to 5.3. And above all of this, Coby is one of those players who you can tell he has a desire to get better, to learn every chance he gets on improving his game for the assignments he's been given. Now, I do agree that some Bulls fans, they hype up Coby White quite a bit, which will lead into this next hot take, but to say that he's a bust and won't make it beyond his rookie deal is just nonsense. He was also a number 7 pick, guys. It's not like he was the number 1 pick. Okay, so with that, hot take number 4, Coby White is the best player on the Chicago Bulls. So this is where I take issue with some of the Bulls fans, because although I like Coby and I think he does have a lot of potential, sometimes you have to be a bit honest with yourselves and leave the bias aside. No, Coby is not the best player in the Bulls. It's clearly Zach LaVine. And even after him, I would personally put Lowry ahead of Coby. I would say Coby is likely our 3rd best player, at least at this point in time. It's not to say that Coby can't become the Bulls' best player, but strictly on where the team is right now, Zach LaVine is the Bulls' best player, and it's not even close. Now finally, and this isn't a Bulls hot take specifically, but it was so outlandish that I had to include it in this video. This came from one of the comments on this channel, and initially I was going to include the screenshots for this just so that you knew that it was real, but then figured, look, I don't want to embarrass the guy or anyone else for that matter. That's why I don't include the screenshots of any of the hot takes that I use in these videos. But let me know if you guys would actually rather see it regardless, just so that you know I'm not making any of these up. But the final hot take is Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson are in the top 10 greatest players of all time, and arguably top 5. Now guys, I know you're thinking, well, the guy is just trolling, he's not serious, and trust me, that's initially what I thought, and I just laughed it off. But as he started commenting more and more on this, he was legitimately serious in trying to convince me and all the others on that thread why they should be considered top 10, and why I said no one would agree with him on this take. Not a single person. He then even thought that I was the one being outlandish as a result for making that type of comment. His argument was that winning championships isn't everything. It's about who are the best and most talented players in the history of the NBA, which, okay, even if we were going to go based purely on talent, Allen Iverson and T-Mac, they don't come close to cracking the top 10, even if we're just talking about talent, winning aside, right? Winning championships is a critical measure when assessing all-time greats. I'm not saying it's everything. It's not the end-all be-all. There are other factors that have to be considered, but rings is a big component. And sorry, but T-Mac never even made it past the first round of the playoffs in his career. Allen Iverson did take his team to the finals before losing to the Lakers in 5 games, but he still has 0 titles to his name. Now, both AI and T-Mac, they were great players, don't get me wrong. Even without any championships, they will still be remembered as great NBA players even in years to come. But these guys were high volume, inefficient scorers who didn't always necessarily make their teammates better. So to say that they are without a doubt among the top 10 greatest players of all time, to put them in the same tier as guys like Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Shaq, Hakeem, no, just no. I mean, that's all I gotta really say about that one. And apologies, this guy is probably gonna, destroy me in the comments if he still watches my channel after this. But anyway, guys, I know this was a long video, so appreciate you hanging through it if you made it this far. Let me know what you guys think about having a weekly hot takes video. Do you enjoy these type of videos? And finally, leave me some hot takes of your own, or even some you've heard of or seen. I'll include my reactions to them in future videos. As always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I post daily Bulls content, and I will catch you guys in the next one.